Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great week so far. Welcome back to the channel. It's a channel where I make short videos for my athletes, giving them, tips and tricks on maybe some lifestyle, nutrition, and training to get them to that next level. So I said that I would be sharing training advice with you guys, or giving you training tips this week. But I was also, because I can do whatever the fuck I want, I'm also going to add a small little bit extra of something I always give you guys, a little bit of something to think about. So let's think about the training that I was talking about. In other words, using different variations while you're training. So we spoke about the idea of perhaps going to the gym, instead of using a narrow grip, maybe using a wide grip. So now, and then that was specifically on bench, and let's say the reverse movement, let's say bent over rows, for example. It's something, let me not even get started with bent over rows and the bad form I always see with that. But what would be the best description is, yeah, maybe I see the same type of form when people doing deadlifts, kind of that arched back, which you don't want. Back straight and then focus on form. But forget about that. Let's get back to what to add onto while considering narrow, middle, and a wider grip. What would be the next type of thing that I could add to that? So I would say, instead of, let's say you've now played around for 1 or 2 weeks with varying types of grips, learning, and again, I could say, oh, do it this way, widen your grip, and it's going to hit this body type of this body part if you do it this way, which I know now from experience is not how it works, because people still, it's not like you're doing the form perfect to start with. So adding a little tail to that is not going to make worlds of difference. When I have athletes with me, that's when these smaller things, I always say the devil in the details, when these smaller things get worked out, that you really see a big difference. That's why when they always train with me, they say it's like the weights are heavier when I train with you. It's because the form is better. So the stress is put onto the muscles that we want to train, not just trying to do chest, but your calves and everything is helping to get the weights up, right? So the thing that I want you to add on top of varying these grips is perhaps doing drop sets with these variations. In other words, let's say you start off on a narrow grip, let's say seated rows, for example, and a seated cable machine, which I think everybody in the gym is very familiar with. Doing that, and then taking, and again, you can take the bar and have a narrow grip, a wide bar, having a narrow grip, and on that same bar, just taking wide. So do it heavier while you have that narrow grip where you feel stronger, closer to your core, and then drop that by 30, 40, or even 50%. And then again, focus on your form. Don't start slamming the weights when you've decreased the weight. And then you drop, you take that wider grip, and then you work till you're done again. In other words, I'm saying till you're done, let's say 8 to 12, because you'll already be tired. So that's something you can add on to, just varying your grips, great. Adding drop sets or supersets, I think people are more commonly familiar with, I guess, would just up your game a little bit more. So this is maybe my training tip. Once you've had those 1 or 2 weeks, or maybe some guys are saying, of course, Corby, I'm doing that already. Maybe this is an add-on for you guys to say, okay, that's not a bad idea. I can definitely try that out. And again, that's just something that I would even do. I would put in rest pause. So I'll do one on the narrow. Let's say I'm use examples, just to make the math easy, right? 100 kilograms narrow. Then I'll drop that to 80 kilograms narrow on for like a rest pause set. And then drop that weight to, let's say, 60 kilograms, and then take it wide, and then do a rest pause and do it wide again. So kind of a drop set on top of a rest pause set. I would do maybe three sets like that, and that equates to something like, sure. So every set, that's like a 4 in 1, so 3 would be like 12 sets in 3, Again, increasing the intensity. And it's not something, again, if you really want to fatigue the muscle, don't try and overwork and pulling it to try and get to those reps. If you can do that and you do 6 or 7 or 8 reps and you fail, you drop to the 80, and then you do 6, 7, 8 again, and then you drop and you go to the wide and you do a rest pause, or you do a drop again on the wide. that's also a great idea. Just and then keeping your reps low. It's only later on where you can really start going very heavy and, you know, putting exercise on top of exercise. So these are different ways over the years that I've really learned to, sure, stimulate the muscle, you know. Someone would say destroy. That's also, I always say in the gym, when you go, you destroy the muscle, and when you go home with your recovery, that's when you rebuild. Okay, so I said I would put in a mental thing or a tail. Now I'm going to do that. I really enjoy the training, talking about that. These finer details and playing around with it is something that I've really enjoyed. The other night I saw a video of me with some of my athletes training back in 2015, 16. And I just remember the playfulness of it. We were at the gym, and because there was that consistency and just having fun, we were, yes, man, we were doing so many things, kind of trying to chase each other, not going heavy to increase risk of injury, just really pushing ourselves very hard in the places where we knew we could, you know. And man, that's so much fun, kind of reminiscing about that. And that's the one thing that's why I share these ideas and tips with you guys, to keep it interesting. You know, I just like refining the art, refining the craft. And that's what's been my reward over the years, you know, really enjoying it. So that's my message for you guys tonight. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.